y'all, welcome back to Resin Me Up. So today we're going to pour this, and we're going to pour this leaf again because I got a special request. I got a request to pour this and this in the KAMENSKAYA ink in the Neptune. Now, I poured the leaf in this the other day, if you guys remember, and that's how it turned out. I did put a silver thing around the top, but that's how it looks. And this is what they want. They want another leaf, and they want this poured in that as well. So I've got my resin mixed up over here, and they don't want anything else, just this. So I am going to run this through my vacuum chamber, and then I will be back and we will pour this. Okay? All right. BRB. Okay. Got it mixed up. I did mix up 20 ounces. So we are going to see, I don't know how much this mold here takes, so we're going to find out. Let me wipe my hands off here because they're all sticky. Get some gloves on here. All right, let's pour this first because it doesn't take very much. Okay, I want to squish around those edges. And back here. Okay. Let me see how much that took so I can remember to write this down. So that took about 1.5 ounces. So that's not very much at all. Okay. I don't know where I'm getting all this from. Okay, next, we'll slide that over here. Move that out of the way. And we'll pour this one. I know you're not supposed to spray with alcohol, but I want to make sure I don't get any bubbles. And I'll probably put this in my pressure pot. But at this point, I'm going to put it in my vacuum chamber, get all those bubbles out of that diamondy part, just because I like to do that. All right, now same thing with that. And then I'm going to put it in my pressure pot, and then I'll finish filling it up. Okay? All right, y'all. We will be back on demold. I've got quite a bit left. Let's see. So those two molds were at 10.5 or 11 ounces. Sorry. So by the time I fill them up, it's probably going to be about down to 10. So that's how much they take. So, and then I'm going to fill up another mold that I have here. Actually, I might just pour this again. There might be just enough for that again. Okay? Okay. We'll see you back on demold. Bye. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. So everything is ready to come out of the molds. I went to pull this out of the pressure pot, and something flew into the resin. It felt like a piece of silicone. I'm not sure where it came from, but hopefully you won't see that. I guess if you can, I'll have to re-pour it. But so we'll undo these last. Here is the leaf mold, or the leaf. And these are for Deborah. Deborah asked me to pour these. Even though I've already poured the leaf, I wanted to give her a look at what both of them looks like. One without the silver and one with, so she could decide which one she liked the best, because I'd already put the silver on the other one. And I do not like unmolding without gloves on. I just don't. I don't. Always afraid I'm going to scratch the inside of my molds. All right, so there's the leaf without the silver, and this is with the silver. Now, this one doesn't look quite as strong as far as the Neptune is concerned, I think. I don't know, maybe they look the same. Yeah, I think they look the same. I guess it just depends on which light you put them under. So there's that. Now with the extra resin, I poured the vintage jar with the rest of the Neptune, and it was getting quite warm, so I don't know if we're going to end up with bubbles. I went underneath this thing so many times. I think it's just going to have to be a pressure pot thing, but I didn't have room in my pressure pot once I got those two in there, because I had to put something underneath that to keep this from suctioning in. So there's the lid. That just irritates me so much. I squished, I did all of that underneath there, and so I just think it's going to have to, I don't know how to keep them from being underneath there other than putting them in the pressure pot. But that is pretty though. All right, let's see how bad this one is. I anticipate this to have a lot of micro bubbles. But like I said, it was just leftover, the leftover resin, and it was getting quite warm. Yeah. It's got micro bubbles all the way around here. So definitely this one, I need to put this one in the pressure pot just to see how it will do in the pressure pot. But look at that flower, so pretty in there. No bubbles from here up, it's just down around here on this edge. Still pretty nonetheless. This paper. Gets on my ever-loving ass nerve. There. But it is pretty. I think I'll do this again with the Neptune and put it in my pressure pot. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. Okay, now let's get these out of here. Now this was requested to be done in the Neptune and nothing else. So of course there's there's all these little pieces of and I also actually found a diamond in there yesterday. I wonder if that's not what that is. Right there. So I wonder, I don't know. I'm not quite sure about all these little extra. Can you see all those little extra pieces on top of there? I'll have to check with Michelle and find out if I could snip those off, because they leave, oh, I guess those are the thorns. Oh, duh. Those are the thorns on the roses. I guess they're supposed to be there. Okay. But look how pretty that is. No bubbles. I need to brush it because of the little silicone pieces that are in there. Let me grab a brush just a second. Oh. So very pretty. No bubbles anywhere on that. So the rose I told you was matte, so it's going to be just like that. Very pretty. Okay, let's get this out of here. I can't believe a piece of something flew in there. It was probably when I was putting air in the tank. Wow, look at that. Got a little tiny bit of overpour right there, which I can file that off. But look how pretty that is. And that fits on there just like that. I think I need to trim. Yep, I got a little edging right there. I need to trim off and then that'll fit just perfect. But look how pretty that dish is. Wow. Gorgeous. Let's do that right now. It's just right there. Perfect. Fits perfect. And then I'll trim this bottom too. So Deborah, what do you think? I think it's beautiful. And I think this is my bad because I filled it too full. But I was standing on a step ladder because I'm so short. Because once I get things in my pressure pot, I'm too short and to see in there, so I have to stand on a step ladder. Because I'm only 5'3". Just in case you're wondering. All right, perfect. And then I'll just file that and then put some Resin Restore on there. Same way with this. And yeah. Okay, Deborah, there's your dish. There's your leaf. You can tell me which one of these you like best, with the silver or without the silver. And then I'm going to re-pour this and put it in my vacuum chamber because I want to see it without bubbles, period. Nowhere. Because every time I've poured it, I've gotten bubbles underneath here, no matter how many times I have went underneath that edge. It's a beautiful jar. And then these down here are my fault because the resin was already getting hot, so that was my bad. Okay, so those are my makes for today. And I'm not doing anything to them. I'm leaving them just as they are. Now, Deborah, I didn't do anything to the rose because you said you wanted them just like that. So, and I'm not doing anything to this either. I'm leaving it alone too. So, but I would like to re-pour this and color in that rose with something. And so we'll do that again. And then I'm going to re-pour this, put it in my pressure pot so that we can see what it looks like with 0 bubbles in it. And then all I have left to do is the turtle mold and the Medusa mold. So that will be on the next video. So that is it for this video. So let me know what you think about these done in the Neptune. And Deborah, we've been communicating through email, so let me know what you think. And yeah. All right, everyone. Well, have a great day, and we will see you on the next video. And the Neptune is, somebody asked me this, the Neptune is a KAMENSKAYA ink. And for those of you having problems pronouncing it, it's KAMENSKAYA. So it's really hard to pronounce. I had to literally go out and Google it and have Google pronounce it to me. so that's how it's pronounced. So, okay. All right, y'all. Well, remember, stay curious, stay creative, always stay positive and be kind, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.